you interested in studying abroad in a UK-based college or university? Would you like to enhance and increase your career choices in a conducive atmosphere? Focus Learning Support Limited. We will help you seek admission into UK college and universities. We will also assist you in your visa applications. We can also assist you in acquiring accommodation. Our aim is to support you throughout your whole program. At Focus Learning Support, we believe that development thrives under harmony, and that harmony exists through recognition of unity and diversity. Focus Learning Support Limited.
It's time to go out now and do my thing. I've been locked up in the house for way too long. Now I'm off to do my...
Hello viewers, we are here again. Happy New Year. As I said, this year we have a lot to offer you. Today we are going to present our first topic for the year. The person presenting is Dr. Ms. Elizabeth Achinewhu-Nworgu, Director of Focus Learning Support, motivational speaker and a senior lecturer in universities and colleges in the UK. The program today is called Lizzy Show, aired on Ben TV 184, which is on Tuesday, starting now from 6 to 7 p.m. I want you to watch us. I have my guest speakers today who are going to present this with me. The guest speakers here today, I'll be introducing them in a minute. However, I need to introduce the main topic for today. The topic we have here today is educational, and I want you, I want your children, everybody watching, to please learn something from it, as usual. The topic today is based on challenges facing the youth of today. The youth of today are facing a lot of challenges, and because they are facing a lot of challenges, this is why it looks as if some of them are achieving, some are not achieving in their academic studies, and some are doing well, some are not. And those challenges facing the youths, we're going to deliberate on them. I'm going to introduce my guest speakers today. I'm starting with number one person. You've seen her before. Can you please introduce yourself to the camera and the viewers?
Good evening, viewers. I'm Dr. Gertrude Schott, and welcome to the first presentation for Focus Learning Support. We're happy to have you. We are discussing a very topical issue, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy it.
Thank you, Dr. Gertrude. And the next person, the young lady again, joining us. Can you introduce yourself, please?
Good evening, everybody. My name is Achinewhu-Nworgu, and I am a motivational speaker and success coach.
Thank you, Queen Chioma. And also the next person, again, you have seen her before. And can you please, young lady?
Good evening, viewers. My name is Mrs. Maudlin Chinda, a lecturer in Newham College of Further Education. Thank you.
The youth of today are facing a lot of challenges, and we want to know, what are those challenges? We have identified 3 key areas affecting the youth of today. There are many of them, but we feel that today we focus on one. And throughout this season, we'll be talking about the challenges facing youths and how it is affecting their academic studies, how it's affecting their career development and their progression in life. And if the community we serve, the society, the country, if they can do something to help and support the youths in the community, I think they will move on better. We identify some challenges. For me, I feel that there are so many, but one of them is, for me today in education, is exclusion, inclusion. It's a problem facing youth, especially when they are out of the colleges, universities. What happens when they are out from universities or when they drop out from universities and colleges? Another one is peer group pressure, which is a problem for the youth. Some may say youths from poor family background or single parenthood. But I want to hear from my viewers what they think are those challenges facing the youths of today. Dr. Gertrude, you're a lecturer, and you come across the youth, also even in your church, you have the young ones whom you look after. I want to find out from you, from your own knowledge about the youths, what do you think are the challenges facing the youths of today?
You so far have identified some key areas, which exclusion and inclusion and peer pressure. Now, those are very broad areas, and there are a number of reasons why we have exclusion and inclusion issues, and there are a number of reasons why we have peer pressure. I have identified some of them, but I would first like to introduce prejudice and discrimination, and that involves youth suffering the unfair, should I say, the indignity of unfair discrimination. Sometimes that discrimination is caused because of you're of a different ethnic group. It could be because of stereotypes. Sometimes stereotypes float around about particular ethnic groups. And if your peers know of these stereotypes, they may put you into a position where you have to defend that stereotype. And that then becomes a challenge because sometimes you feel left out. Very often you hear youths say, I feel like a nobody. And when youths feel like a nobody, is when they're under pressure to defend a particular stance. They feel like they're not worthy enough to be who they want to be, to stand up and be counted. And youths have so much to offer. And I recall now a favorite scripture of mine in Ecclesiastes 12, verse 1. During my school days, my head teacher used to make us learn it. We had to remember your Creator in your youth. And I guess we're going to come on to that later. And I guess it's an apt admonition because it's that Creator that's going to help youths to get through the challenges. But if I should go back to sometimes distortion and misinterpretation of particular facts. Sometimes people hear things and they get it wrong. Sometimes they hear it right, but the interpretation that they put on what they heard, put it in another way that can put pressure on young people. And I just want to take a quick peek at technology. This may be an oxymoron because technology is a blessing and it is a curse. Because that too is responsible for a lot of the challenges that youth face. It is said that the average smartphone user uses his or her smartphone 200 times a day. And the 200 times is not always positive. A lot of it has to do with the problems that youth face, the challenges that they face. So I'm sure we're going to develop those issues later and as we hear from the other presenters.
Thank you very much, Dr. Gertrude. That's very interesting. I'm sure viewers are here, they've heard what she said about those challenges facing the youth. She came up with different points, which we are going to summarize in a minute. And I'm going to go next to the next person.
Hello everybody again. Yeah, most certainly I definitely have a lot that I think about with the challenges that you face. And I think some of the things that you've actually experienced is a lot of what Dr. Gertrude had said. She talked about, the fact that they do go through some prejudice and, the fact that they're not always given that kind of right perception in society, which can also definitely have a very detrimental impact on young people because growing up, they don't have anyone to really... I think it's also to do with affirmations as well, because I think whatever you're hearing over and over and over, or the way people look at you, the way people treat you and how you feel can create this perception of, oh, is this how I am? I studied sociology, I studied education, master's degree in education, BA honours degree in sociology and mass communications, which revolved around the media, the hypodermic needle of how the media can kind of inject messages into the society, the popular culture in particular, and basically I learned that sometimes it is, I'm going to use that word again, popular culture. I think sometimes the youth follow the popular culture And it's not that they should just go and follow the high culture, but I think sometimes it's the way the media, you know, gives these attractive perceptions, images, information that can make people want to follow, and sometimes that can get them off track. Like you mentioned with the technologies, sometimes, you know, TV, the internet, there's so much information, you know, being transmitted that it can actually have sometimes a positive or sometimes a negative impact on young people. So I think it's up to like the parents, the youths as well within themselves, and also just to do with like the control of maybe the government really having to maybe arise and try and, you know, reduce some of this kind of the media impact on young people, so that they can be kind of saved mentally from the way that these images can have that kind of power over them.